Saturday afternoon, Springfield, Massachusetts. My name is Raheem Escalay, and I'm here with episode 150 of 413 Sportstalk. Glad to be with you. Glad to have you with us too. My name is Raheem Escalay. We are shooting outside of the September 11th Memorial in downtown Springfield, Riverfront Park. Love it down here. Shot many episodes down here, and I felt like it would only be fitting if we did our 150th episode here in front of the September 11th Memorial, and of course the flag of our beloved country, which I love to the death of me, and you should too if you are from here. I'm just saying. Yeah, so episode 150. Got a lot to talk about. Got some stuff, the news we're going to definitely discuss. A lot of high school football action yesterday. There's some today. I believe the Longmeadow Lancers are getting ready to kick off at some point this afternoon. So I'll have coverage from that game later on in the day. So, with the conclusion of all the high school football games today, a brand new adjusted power rankings will definitely be released. Top stories, though, as far as high school football is concerned, my alma mater, my teams, my squad, the Golden Eagles, Central, kind of got handled yesterday by Central Catholic, but it was by a great quarterback in Aiden Pereira, who I had a chance to talk to at the beginning of this year, kind of during like the spring season, and just being able to see how he's grown as a quarterback and the stuff he was able to do during yesterday's football game was phenomenal, to say the least. So we're definitely going to talk about that. But honestly, let's get into the news real quick. The Indianapolis Colts make halfback Nyheim Hines top 10 as far as being paid. He's in the top 10 class of the running backs. As you know, he's had over 3,100 rushing yards in the last 3 seasons. Definitely an all-pro in my opinion. And he made the Pro Bowl last year. So I believe that he's deserving of this money. It's about $6.2 million a year as an upgrade to what he was getting paid, and I really think him and Jonathan Taylor in that backfield are gonna cause damage all throughout the AFC. And some more news for the Colts: after 6 weeks of foot surgery, Carson Wentz is going to make his season debut tomorrow. I don't know. It's a mixed bag for me with Carson. The beginning of last year, he was playing pretty good up until the injury, and it's been rocky for me, in my opinion, of Carson Wentz. There's been a lot of injuries, but when he's been on the field, he's been able to be successful. I think the new situation in Indy under Frank Reich, who I think is the quarterback whisperer. I think Carson Wentz, if he can stay healthy, gets back to MVP form. Maybe even how he wasn't playing in NDSU. And I hope that something like that happens. Another thing I want to talk about, I know I went out on a limb or 2 or 3 or 4 the other day, probably by saying that Georgia will beat Alabama. I still think it'll happen, but top quarterback JT Daniels is fighting to try to play today. He's nursing an oblique injury. And hopefully, for my pockets, JT Daniels plays and plays well. We need that consistency leading up to that game in Alabama. Some more college football news. The defensive end for the Oregon Ducks and the number 1 guy on my top 25 list of college football players to watch this season, Kayvon Thibodeau, is a scratch, as well as linebacker Justin Flo. what's significant about this is they go up against number 3 Ohio State. Um, and I know people are questioning Ohio State's secondary, the defense overall with that first game. But I believe as the season progresses, the mistakes, the points, stuff like that, the longer completions will most definitely die down. Though I will say that Ohio State's defense is significantly inexperienced as compared to the home. Central Catholic and Aiden Pereira upset the number 1 Golden Eagles. It's a tough pill to swallow. Aiden Pereira is nasty, and the way he clicks in that pro style offense, with Central Catholic, they were on it, man. They came ready. They knew what Central was about, and they stuck it to them at the end. But anyway, we'll stop talking about the news. You know why? Because we're just gonna get straight into the high school football part of Western Mass Sports. Again, it's good to have you with us as we are here on September 11th. First game I want to talk about Wauconah and Pittsfield. Wauconah was the 10th ranked team on the list of 37. They beat Pittsfield by 10, 36-26. As you remember, 2 days ago, I felt like this game was going to be competitive. I didn't think Pittsfield had the guns to put up 26 points. Not going to lie, but Wauconah and Coach Gary just came through with consistency again. All the fundamentals and doing the little things right, and Wauconah resulted with the victory. Ryan Scott was 16-24, $156 in the air and 2 tuds. Jonah Smith ran it 17 times for 83 yards and a touchdown, when Owen Salvatore had 3 catches, 45 yards and a tud, and Brandon Noyes had 3 catches and 64 yards to lead everybody receiving. He also scored a touchdown as well. And when talking about the defensive side of the ball, Wauconah did pretty good. 4 sacks, a fumble recovery, and an interception, as well as only allowing Pat Rinfus to complete lower than 63% of his passes. But let me tell you something. That guy threw a party on the Wauconah secondary. He was 13-25, 320, 4 tuds and a pick. And he definitely outplayed Ryan Scott. But at the end of the day, Wauconah's defense really kept them in check. Pittsfield scored often early, and they were consistent in that. But once that second half came and Wauconah locked down, they locked down. 36-26, number 10, Wauconah beats number 21, Pittsfield. And now the game we like to forget. Central Catholic beats number 1 Central Golden Eagles 67-52. William Watson was 21-40, 335 in the air, 3 tuds and a pick, while also putting 87 rushing yards on the ground on 16 attempts. That guy was a stud. Joseph Griffin, 11 catches, 203 yards and a couple scores. He did great as well. As you know, Joseph Griffin is a 4-star. Is a 4-star prospect, most likely going to a D1 school such as Notre Dame, Boston College, any other D1 school. Honestly, Pittsburgh, that is looking for a great receiver, is looking for Joseph Griffin. He is the epitome of the greatest receiver. Probably the state's ever seen, honestly. Yes, so I think there were just minor mistakes here Central made. It was a close game, so to speak. But Aiden Pereira and Central Catholic pulled away at the end. And so now we'll have a huge shakeup on the power rankings. Moving on, Drury beat the Athol Bears. Drury was ranked number 36, the second to worst team in the league. 28-0, and behind Ant Pettengill's 2 of 6 passing, 15 yards. He threw a tud, and he threw a pick too. But Louis Gouillet rushed the ball for 261 yards and 3 touchdowns. Man, oh man, was this kid on it and answered the bell every single time, especially on 3rd down. And that was something that I love to see, and I think Drury is going to continue to repeat. So don't sit here and think for a second that Drury is down. Is going to stay uh, on the lower half of the top 30. Um, so yeah, Lee and Monument Mountain. Lee beats Monument Mountain 24-zip. Hayden Seock he completed 40% of his passes. He threw a touchdown. And Cam Freeman had 80 on the ground as well, and Elliott Watson had 28 with a score. Lee is a team I really kind of slept on, and I think they're going to be better than 27th ranked. And I'm sorry if there was somebody I upset by not ranking them higher. Let me give these gentlemen a minute to pay their respect. So yeah, Lee should definitely have probably been within the top 15. And tomorrow when the rankings are adjusted, I will definitely consider that. As well as the fact that they shut Monument Mountain out. Monument Mountain's ranked 31st, but they got a group of seniors who are experienced, but I just don't think the skill and the skill level is there. Palmer beat Pathfinder 28-zip. Palmer was ranked number 15. Jack Matendre didn't really have a great name, but that didn't matter because Xavier Nava killed it with 142 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, and he saved the day for Palmer. Another great matchup, Greenfield and Chicopee. Greenfield was ranked 8th and Chicopee 20th, 24-6. The Carey and Driscoll connection goes deep for 2 touchdowns in that game, and that made it able for Greenfield to win and win big. Let's go back towards that monument again. Northampton and Hoosick Valley. Hoosick Valley was the 3rd worst team on the rankings. Northampton, and it was kind of like a battle throughout the entire game. Ben Sladysky, his late heroics, and that touchdown was what powered Northampton past Hoosick Valley. And shout outs to Big Ben. I remember I broke the story when I found out he was the starting quarterback when he made the starting quarterback job for the Blue Devils of Northampton. It is, yeah. I'm not in the shot, right? Okay, awesome. Okay. Don't want to interrupt. There's somebody taking a picture of this beautiful monument. Don't want to interrupt that. Now, moving on to what I felt was the biggest game of week 1, Minnechaug and West Springfield. And as I alluded to, West Springfield's inexperience at the starting quarterback position proved to be a problem right out the gate. Minnechaug is number 11, and they upset the number 3 West Springfield Terriers. Jeremy Deal had a day, 6 for 18, 119 in the air, 2 scores. He did throw 2 picks, but as the second half progressed, Isaiah Kazoo definitely took over on the ground. 19 rushes, 129 yards, and a TUD as well. Joey Tangretti, 6-3 for 8, 63 yards and a pick. Nate Stone came in for West Springfield. The Terriers are inexperienced at the starting quarterback position. I don't think these are major things to worry about, but definitely some holes that the Terriers head coach needs to fix going forward. As you know, West Springfield gets ready to play Chicopee here in a couple weeks as well. So Westfield and Amherst. This was not even a contest. Westfield was ranked, the Bombers were ranked 25th, and they shut out Amherst, 44-zip. Matt Adamites, 8 for 11, 99 yards, 3 scores. He looked great. Ryan Samini, just like last season, he's picking up where he left off. 11 rushes, 207 yards, and 2 scores on the ground. Josh Avale caught a 14-yard touchdown pass. Andrew Scott had 5 for 78 and 2 tuds as well. And I believe this is another case of Westfield not getting any love in the rankings, and that is going to have to change as well. Moving on, number 9, Agawam beat number 17, Chicopee Comp, 36-8. Griffin Levesque and his twin brother Aiden are stars again. Aiden had 8 tackles in that game. Griffin Levesque shined with a passing touchdown and a receiving touchdown as he stepped aside for Nick Mazzoli to come in. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, bro. I will get a redo on that. Came in, and Agawam went big, 36-8. Belchertown 20, Smith Voc 6. Smith Voc was ranked 19th. Belchertown in at 22. East Longmeadow stomped Taconic. They were ranked 33rd, 42-6. Good for East Longmeadow. Getting off to a better start than they did in that shortened season. Oops. Quabog over Ludlow, 32-6. And Ware upsets my Frontier Redhawks 36-0. Shout out to my boy Jack Haber and Jared Jackson on the offensive line. Ware is something to force to be freaking reckoned with. I said when I was doing the evals of the high schools that Ware's the most complete team, one of the most complete teams in all of high school football in Western Mass. So wasn't surprised. I feel as though the Red Hawks need to take a look at that starting quarterback position and maybe throw somebody in there by the last name of Dredge. I'm just saying, come on, coach. I've seen your boy improve over the last year and some change. Come on, throw him in there, please. And those are your scores for Friday's high school football action. Huge shakeups in the power rankings. And last but not least, I would like to thank and shout out every single student athlete in Western Massachusetts. Whether you're on a winning team or a losing team, you suited up, you did good, and you went out there and had fun. And 413 Sportstalk would like to recognize you and your school for that. Big salute to all the student athletes in Western Massachusetts. Okay, moving on to boys soccer. So, you know what I'm going to kind of do for September 11th is we're going to face this part to the flag. Yes, there we go. Boys soccer, Greenfield 3, FL 1, St. Mary's 6, Hamden County Charter School for Science East 1, Putnam 2, Commerce 0, Central 13, Springfield International Charter School 3. Central, baby. Hey, we wanted something, right? Frontier 4, Mayhar Zip, Drury 3, Pioneer Valley Christian 1, Hampton 2, Chicopee 1, Hampshire 2, Chicopee 1, South Hadley 1, Lennox 0. Field hockey, Longmeadow 3, Frontier 1, and Greenfield 4, West Springfield. In golf, Amherst 15, Longmeadow 9, Ludlow 20.5, Belchertown 3.5, East Hampton 15, Hopkins 9, Mohawk Trail 19, Hampshire 5, Frontier 15, Munson 9, East Longmeadow 169, Westfield 163, and Central 13, Springfield International Charter School 3. Again, I am going to seriously inquire on how team golf is scored. It's definitely something I need to figure out and find out what's going on. Field hockey, Longmeadow 3, Frontier 1, Greenfield 4, West Springfield 0. So, let me sit down really quickly. I don't want to interrupt anybody coming through. Yeah, we still got a shot of that American flag right there. So, now we're moving on to the girls section in Western Mass Sports. Dope, I'm my own cameraman, right? In soccer, Agawam 4, Chicopee Comp 0, South Hadley 4, Pittsfield 1. Woo, put a whooping on Berkshire County. Pope Francis 3, East Hampton 2. Renaissance 5, Putnam 0. Belchertown 3, Westside 0. East Longmeadow 3, Ludlow 1. Smithfolk 4, Greenfield 2. And Mount Everett 4, Taconic 0. Moving on to volleyball. Holyoke 3, Ware 0. Greenfield 3, Mayhar 1. East Hampton 3, Mohawk Trail 1. Central 3, Putnam 0. Taconic 3, SciTech 2. Turner's Falls 3, Wacona 0. Amherst 3, Pittsfield 0. And Frontier 3, Lee 0. Here's a little break from Western Mass Sports. Moving on to Major League Baseball. Giants 6, Cubs 1. Pirates 4, Nats 3. Colorado 11, Philly 2. Baltimore 6, Toronto 3. Milwaukee 10, Cleveland 3. Mets 10, Yankees 3. Tigers 10, Tampa Bay 4. That's good when the Yankees and the Rays both lose. That's awesome for the Red Sox fans out there. Braves 6, Marlins 2. Houston 10, Angels 5. White Sox 4, Red Sox 3. Just as I said the other day, the Red Sox are kind of in trouble. In 11 innings, the Royals beat the Twins 6-4. Cincinnati 4, St. Louis 2. Oakland 10, Texas 5. Seattle 5, Arizona 4. Dodgers 3, Padres 0. Another San Diego Padres loss that is, I just don't freaking understand. They lose to the... I'm not saying that the Dodgers are a shitty team, but they lose many games that they should win. Moving on to NCAA football. Later on today, number 12, Oregon with no Thibodeau, and Ohio State with an inexperienced secondary. Number 3, Ohio State goes, and that is currently going on right now. We'll have scores from that later on today. And my Auburn Tigers finally jump in the top 25. Fuck yeah. We go up against Alabama State, a game in which I think we will cruise and win. We'll probably score up in the upper 30s. I'd say 33-10 for a final on that one. If you're a betting guy, Auburn in the over, definitely. Later today, the 13th ranked Florida Gators go up against Southern Florida, USF. Virginia Tech and Middle Tennessee State. Notre Dame and Toledo. Number 2, Georgia Bulldogs and UAB. Again, for all of you who are on the show hating on the Georgia Bulldogs, they're ranked number 2, and with what offense? Come on, what are you saying, Coach Bird? With what offense? You really don't think that these Bulldogs can beat Alabama like I predicted and like I know is going to happen this year? You're smoking something. Texas A&M, they're 5th. They go against Colorado. Cincy and Murray State at 3:30. Penn State and Ball State at 3:30. Kind of boring. Alabama and Mercer, they're going to win like 7,000-0. My favorite game of the week, and this college season's barely started. Number 8, Iowa State against number 9, Iowa. The Iowa State. Oh, man, I'm fucking up the team on there. Iowa State. It's some type of red bird. Anyway, it's not a cardinal though. Iowa State had a great defense. Last I heard someone talking about them, which was earlier this morning when I was making the notes on the other games. I hear that their defense is good. I personally have not gotten a chance to witness it, but that'll be definitely a great game to watch. Clemson and South Carolina at 5. Oklahoma, West Carolina at 7. Longhorns go up against Arkansas, which is going to be a great game. Again, that quarterback by committee offense, in which you saw prevalent in a couple of high school programs this year. Wisconsin and Eastern Michigan at 7. Miami and Appalachian State at 7 as well. Miami, I picked to lose that game. I took Appalachian State in the over, and I really think that Appalachian State is going to pull an upset. Ole Miss over Austin Peay, that's at 7:30. North Carolina and Georgia State also at 7:30. Utah and BYU, USC and Stanford, and Arizona State and UNLV. Arizona State with the 23rd rank, and USC's 14th. Utah happens to be 21st. North Carolina 24th. Coastal Carolina beat the crap out of Kansas, 49-22. Coastal Carolina 17th, but that ranking will change come tomorrow as well, when the everything college is adjusted. Big day in college football, especially in the top 25. Some more Western Mass sports for you. Girls soccer today. Lee and Hopkins square off at 3:30. Hoosick Valley and Mount Anthony Union at 5, and then Mount Everett against Monument Mountain, a rivalry like you've never seen before, at 6 p.m. Amherst beats Springfield International Charter School 9-0, and that's all girls soccer on today's matchups in Western Mass sports. Sunday, boys field hockey, Cicero North Syracuse goes up against Minnechaug at 12 p.m. Eastern, and you honestly don't want to miss that one. Now, jumping to the NFL. My week 1 picks, my pool. Obviously, everybody that picked Tampa Bay over Dallas, if you didn't get a chance to enter in the pool, we'll give you the automatic win for that game. Kind of like what FanDuel is doing when you do your bets. So if you were a chump and did your first free bet with Tampa Bay, then kudos to you. Fuck you too, by the way, also. Jacksonville over Houston. Washington football team over the Chargers. It's going to be a great game. I think Fitzmagic in that beard come to play, though. Seahawks and the Colts. Colts could low-key win this game. I think Dwayne Brown on the Seattle Seahawks offensive line needs to be paid. I think they need to get that situation under wraps. And that's just one of the situations that Seattle needs to get under wraps. They need to shore up on that offensive line as well as paying Dwayne Brown an all-pro left tackle. I like Sam Darnold on the Panthers this time over the Jets. Yeah, what's his face from BYU, the starter for the Jets. He's my favorite quarterback in the draft, but I think Sam Darnold has a better team this year. It's got a better line. It's got Robbie Anderson out there on the playing wide out, and I have faith in that defense a little more than I do the Jets. Actually, a lot more than I do the Jets. Let's be honest about that. I feel weird saying that on today about New York, but sorry, it's the truth. Vikings over the Bengals. The Bengals are going to continue to be a shit show. This was a hard one for me, but I have to go with ground and pound. And every time I've seen him carry the ball, he's plowed through people. So we're going to go Titans over the Cardinals. I love the Cardinals and their prolific offense. I still think the Arizona Cardinals are going to win out and be the AFC West champions, but I don't think they're going to win this one. It's just too much going for Tennessee. A healthy offensive line, Derrick Henry, who's going to run through everything, and there's uncertainty at quarterback, but Tannehill's going to do it. Niners over the Detroit Lions, and this is what I think starts the Jimmy Garoppolo smokescreen. I think Jimmy G gets a look against the Lions. I think he does great. And why I say it's a smokescreen, because we all want to see Trey Lance. I think that's the case. And it's a matter of time before Jimmy G is either hurt again, which he's been consistently in the past, or the play is just not there. And, you could say at times when he was in 2020 he was kind of inconsistent. But I think the writing's on the wall, just as was for Cam Newton and Mac Jones with the whole New England Patriots season. Who? Mac Jones! It's mac and cheese time in New England. And, dog, I'm not a Patriots fan, but I'm excited as fuck for that young man. Forgive me earlier in the year for being such a critic about how he was a game manager on steroids. I loved him. I loved the draft process. Loved the fact that the Patriots grabbed him. And honestly, I really was a fan of Cam Newton. Maybe the year he went to the Super Bowl, and that's about it, honestly. I knew Mac was going to take it eventually. He felt like more of the mold of what the Patriots look for. A guy who listens. Cam Newton is going to, scramble. Cam Newton's going to do what he wants more than what a Mac Jones would do. And I believe that Mac is an ideal fit. I don't believe he's going to have any hiccups or burps. I really think he's going to be the next, maybe honestly what Ben Roethlisberger was in 2004 as far as rookies are concerned. He's got a great defense. The Patriots are back to that two tight end look offensively, and Jonnu Smith is pretty much a wideout at the tight end spot. Hunter Henry's very effective when he's not hurt. So, and the run game is going to be crazy. Ramondre Stevenson, Damian Harris, number 37, who I grabbed in my fantasy league yesterday. He's going to be a fucking stud. So there's a lot that is pointing in the upwards direction of the New England Patriots and how they're going to do this year. And I'm looking forward to Mac Jones starting that. Sorry, I went too deep. Talking about those rookie quarterbacks. Moving on to Steelers and Bills. I'm a huge Josh Allen fan. He's a fucking buzzsaw. He'll get you both ways, in the air and the ground, and he's got a team to support him. Buffalo wins, but not big. This is going to be close. Chiefs roll over the Browns, though I have two members of the Browns who may have an impact offensively on my fantasy football team. I still think the Chiefs take it. I have Patrick Mahomes as my starting quarterback. My Packers are going to stomp the Saints. Jameis Winston won that starting job, but he is going to throw picks, and multiple picks at that. Broncos and Giants for my little brother. Honestly, we'll just go G-Men here because I don't have faith in the Broncos offense. Teddy B won the job. I was cheerleading for that, but doesn't mean he's going to win or be successful. I see the Giants winning this one. Another game that was tough. The Miami Dolphins, shout out to John Matt, and the New England Patriots. Honestly, this game is probably going to be high scoring. Mac Jones is probably going to make a hiccup as far as incomplete passes, but I think he gets into rhythm, and I think the Patriots win, but they do not cover. Repeat, they do not cover. Go New England in the under with that one. And Rams and the Bears, come on. I'm a Packers fan. Fuck the Bears. Rams win big. And take the Rams in the points, too, actually, with that one. Ravens over the Raiders. Go with the points in that game, too. I love the Ravens. I love Mark Andrews. I just don't think the Ravens have a running game outside of Lamar Jackson until J.K. Dobbins returns, and that's going to be fucking fireworks because what he did last year was second to none, honestly. There's that fantasy section, and there's my 150th episode of 4-3 Sports Talk. Goddamn, we were here for 33 minutes. I'm sorry. Most importantly, I want to thank everybody who's been a part of the show so far. All the coaches and players we interviewed. All the episodes I've done, the places I've been bringing the show. I thank the establishments that allowed me to shoot outside, allowed me to take pictures. I thank each and every individual whom I've ever crossed who gave me a minute to sit down and explain 413 Sports Talk and what it is that I'm trying to do with this podcast as far as equal representation in the sports world as far as high schoolers are concerned. As you see, we're repping the alma mater, the best team in Western Massachusetts, I still think. And it's been a blast bringing this to you, and here's for 150 more episodes. But let's hope we get some type of sponsorship or maybe a chance to do some type of advertising. This was coming within the next 50 to 100 episodes. Just a little goal, you know what I mean? We're already monetized, but that was cool. But that's always a work in progress too, and it fluctuates very much so. And that's probably being lax using that fluctuation word. Anyway, thank you very much. We're on YouTube, 34 subscribers. Like, share, subscribe, comment, keep interacting with the show. We're going to keep it going. Tune in to Sunday's episode. 151 of 413 Sports Talk. Going to be a huge NFL episode. I'm going to give you all my fantasy pointers. I just gave you the pool as far as who I think is going to win and lose. And I love you all. Wish you nothing but health, wealth, and success. I love this entire city, the entire region, Western Mass, 413, the Berkshires, Springfield, Holyoke, Chicopee, West Springfield, Amherst, Agawam, the whole fucking shit. I love you all and wish you nothing but health, wealth, and success. And we'll see you tomorrow with episode 151. That's my flag, that's my country, and it always will be. And I thank you for coming and watching the show. And we pray for not only everybody who loses their life in a senseless way, but definitely the senseless deaths of these 3,000 people on September 11th, 2001. My name is Rahim Escalai, and I will see you guys later. Peace. Have a great Saturday afternoon.